Hello, guys. Good evening. I trust we all are doing fine. Please let me know if you can hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you, Florence Chinyere. Right? Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Onyekbere Miracle. My day fine. Thank you very much. Good evening, Jane. Yeah, thank you. My day was fine. Thank you very much. Good evening, Rachel. Good evening, Oluwatoyin. Good evening, Afolabi, Olajumoke. It's my day was fine. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Good evening, Kemi. Good evening, Adefuye. Good evening, Rachel. Jane, I've been a bit occupied. Okay. I mean, I have a ton of messages from you guys, a ton of DM from you guys, right? But thank God today's okay. Today is Thursday. My God, I was about to say TGIF, right? So hopefully I will attend to a lot of those messages over the weekend. Yes, so you have me to yourself this weekend, guys. Just so I will try my possible best to um yeah, I'll try my best to answer as many questions as I can through the weekend. Okay. All right. Thank you. Good evening, Keziah. Good evening, Onyidamola. Yes, my day was fine. Thank you very much. Um, Good evening, Aderonke. Good evening, Eunice. Good evening, Temitope Omojuwa. All right. Good evening, Oyebola. Good evening, Celine. All right, so guys, let's as usual, let's wait a little bit and we will start what we have planned out for today. Right, we just have a little part left in our slide, um, and then we are going to get our hands dirty today. Right, yeah, okay. All right, we have more persons here. Good evening, Nadine. Good evening, Blessing. Good evening, Sophie. Temi, good evening. Good evening, Victoria Akpan. Good evening, Juliet. Ode, excuse me. Good evening, Harriet. Good evening, Flourish. Gift, good evening. Yes, my day was fine. Thank you very much. All right. Good evening, Promise. Thank you very much, Elsie. My day wasn't too stressful. Yeah, today was not too wild compared to other days, right? But today was just not too stressful. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, Gift. Good evening, Harriet. Good evening, Sarah. Mandy. Good evening, Mandy. Okay. So this is 6 minutes. Let's wait for 4 more minutes and then we will move. Yes, I said I was going to send the list of the files, but then we have a couple more downloads. So you'll be getting the link, the document containing those the files you are supposed to download soon enough, right? So I think it might be better for us to first treat as much as we can, then I send the links, right? So that okay, things will make more sense to you guys. Okay, and yeah, but in today's class, while showing you guys a couple of while carrying out the demo for forensic, I will be sharing the links to the resources that we'll be using on the group. So those who have stable and fast internet might be able to follow along. But yeah, but then I do not expect a lot of you guys to follow along for today. Okay, right? So we can move it. So we can move faster. Okay, so let me just do the demo today, and then you guys can do the download after the class and in your own free time over the weekend. Then we might be chanced. Okay, okay. See, we might be chanced the next time we meet to discuss some of these things. But then, like I said, we have you guys will be hearing a lot from me over the weekend on the Telegram group, right? So we might be discussing a lot of that on the group. Okay, yeah. Okay, so 2 more minutes, and we will be starting. Okay. Good evening, Kemi. Thank you very much. Day was fine. My day was fine. Thank you very much, Kemi. I really appreciate. Good evening, Enid. Good evening, Praise. Um, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Enid. Enid, right? Enid. Hey, good evening, Toluwanimi. Good evening, Osi Adele Aleki Promise. Okay, so Kali Popu is like a Kali Linux system built for security defenders, right? It's built for the defense team, right? Yeah. While the traditional Kali is built for offensive security. Okay. All right. Good evening, Cynthia, Sandra, Onyi Consola. Good evening, Muyosuri Olua. Yeah, good evening. Ah, okay. Abimbola, you're not greeting me. I guess you probably sent me a DM and I've not responded. Sincere apologies, guys. It's a lot of message, right? But trust me, I'm going to deal with as much as I can this weekend, okay? Yes, I understand, guys. Please bear with me. Okay. Okay, Kemi, I will answer your question, okay? Your DM on Telegram. Okay, Jimmy, good evening. Um, Good evening, Hillary. Okay, it's time already. This is 11 minutes past 7, so we can start. All right, guys. So just a little revision of what we treated the last time. We started did an introduction to forensic, a very high level overview of what digital forensic entails, right? Very, very high level. Right, we spoke about did introduction to digital evidence. Okay, so what exactly is a digital evidence, right? Which information stored or transmitted in digital form that can be used in court. We looked at a couple of examples of digital evidence. Why is it important? How important is digital evidence? Then we spoke about the principle of evidence collection, and then we said, oh, it's integrity is very, very important, right? The integrity of the data must be ensured, right? Then we spoke about best practices, spoke about writer blocker. I remember somebody I wasn't the one who explained what a write blocker is, right? I remember that somebody was gracious enough to do that for us. We spoke about chain of custody, how important a chain of custody is, and how a break in chain of custody can lead to evidence being inadmissible, right, and of digital evidence, computer, mobile devices, networks, cloud, IoT devices, and socials, right? Social media, right? Roles of the first responder. So, what is your role? How do you handle things? Okay, if you go to a live location to get evidence, how do you handle things? Do you power up the device? You have to put programs or applications loaded in memory, volatile data, non-volatile data, and those kind of stuff, right? Live collection, static collection, when to use, right? So live collection for volatile data, static for permanent storage, then evidence preservation technique, right? Said okay, we do not carry out investigation on the original data, we carry out investigation on copy, right? On the copied or the duplicate data, right? Then hashing, how important it is. Hashing help us to be able to track the integrity of data. Okay, and some legal and ethical consideration. We treated this, and yes, forensic tools, right, and techniques, right. Open source commercial tools. We looked at a few example, right? Autopsy, Wireshark, Encase, um, yeah, DD, and some other things. Volatility for memory forensic, right? And yeah, I think this was where we stopped the last time. Okay, this was where we stopped the last time, right? So memory forensic, let's just start from here. Let's pick up from here. Has to do with analyzing volatile data which is stored in the RAM, right? So we established the other time that we established the last time that volatile data that are loaded into memory and will be lost when the system is being powered off, right? So memory forensic has to do with analyzing this volatile data. How do we treat them, how can we get useful information, evidence from this data, right? And yeah, so some tools used for memory forensic, we have volatility, which analyzes memory dump for malware and process artifacts. Then we have recall, which is another memory forensic framework for incident response, right? We also have recall. Next, we have network forensic, which has to do with capturing and analyzing network traffic. So this forensic that is concerned with the network, right? So what is happening in the network, what is being sent through the network, and those kind of stuff. So for that, we have two major tools here. Yeah, these are like siblings, Wireshark and TCP dump, right? So Wireshark is like GUI, TCP dump is the command line equivalent, right? So Wireshark packet analyzer for capturing and examining network traffic, right? Then we have TCP dump, right? Command line, which is a command line tool for capturing network packets. Okay. Yes, so let's just do a quick one, a very quick one. In fact, this is not planned for, but then let's just have a quick demo. So let's take a look at Wireshark and yeah. Okay, so I will be sharing my Wireshark screen now. Okay. Yes, so please let me know if you can see my Wireshark screen. No, can you see my Wireshark screen now? All right, thank you, Sandra. So this is Wireshark. This is what Wireshark looks like. So you have files, just the normal the way normal programs work. If you want to import a captured packet, you could. Then you could edit your view. You could toggle your view from here. Then if you want to start, stop, restart. Then if you want to analyze, right. So we'll just do something quick here. So you probably have one time or the other heard about HTTPS, right? HTTP transfers data in plain text, right? HTTPS transfer data in encrypted form, right? In non-intelligent form, right? So let's say if we were to carry out analysis on a network traffic, probably HTTPS, sorry, HTTP. So for this, we'll be practicing with HTTP because data is being transmitted in plain text, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so what I will do now, I have multiple interfaces, right, on my system. So these are like different interfaces that with which I am carrying out network activity on my system. So I have WLAN 0, I have VMnet1. These are like my virtual environment interfaces. Then I have it H0, which is like physical connection, that is internet ports. So right now I'm using a Wi-Fi connection. So the interface for that is WLAN 0. So I want to monitor network traffic going on in my WLAN 0. So you can also say that, oh, I have the option for Bluetooth, right? Bluetooth traffic. But so I'm going to select this now, and you will see a lot of data, right? There's a lot of data flowing through my system to the internet, right? There is a lot, right? Okay. So now you have these buttons here. You have the stop button to stop capturing. If you want to start capturing, you have this blue one, right? So if I select this, continue without saving, and then I'm capturing data again, right? Okay, then this third option to the right, this green button you can see here is to restart capture. So if I select on this, continue without saving, then I will restart, right? Now it is also possible, right, to filter the data. So now you can see that in this short time frame, I've captured a lot of data. In fact, this is the number. So we have different sections. This is the number. We have number, the packet number, we have the time, we have the source IP, destination IP, we have the protocol that is being used, and length and other information about the data, right, over here. So if you select any of these packets, right, you get to see more information about that selected packet in this lower side, right? Okay, in this lower part of the screen, right? So what we will do now, because we do not want this, is there's a lot of information here, so I will just filter for just HTTP traffic. So HTTP, right? So if I filter for HTTP here, after typing HTTP, that is a filter command, and I hit enter, right? You can see that every other traffic in the network that is not HTTP is not being captured by Wireshark, is not being displayed by Wireshark, right? So that's one of the benefit of using filter, right? So now on my browser, I will do something very, very quickly. I will browse for HTTP websites. So if I do HTTP login, I'm searching for that on Google. I will share that screen soon, right? You still can't see anything, but then if I go to the HTTP page, you should see some traffic now. Yes, so now you can see traffic related to HTTP captured on Wireshark, right? Now I'm not, okay, so you might need to you might struggle to see some of the information on the screen clearly, right? But please bear with me. Yeah, so now if you check the number, you can see that this is 29,000, this 28, 29,000. This is the count of the packets that is going through the network, right? So if I select this now, okay, you will be able to see. So we have this. So if I select, let's open this, you can see the page, you can see the code for the page, but this might be confusing to a lot of us. So let's just keep this, right? So now it is possible for you to get more information about the data that is being transmitted. Okay, so now let me quickly reshare my screen to show you what the page looks like. No, don't worry. You should be seeing Wireshark. You should be seeing Wireshark. Okay. So let me reshare to show you the page I'm visiting that is bringing this information that we can see on the Wireshark screen. So let me reshare my screen. Okay. Yeah. So you should see the login page anytime from now. Okay, so I want to believe you guys can see the login. So Wireshark is a tool on my system. I'm just showing you what network forensic looks like. Okay, so this is just very spontaneous, unplanned for stuff that we have, right? Okay. So now that you can see the login now, if you take a look at this upper section of my browser, You can see this is saying not secured. Your connection to this site is not secure. These are websites, and I'm supposed to log in. So if I, let's say, login is Emmanuel, and password is let's say God bless mommy go, right? That's the password, and then I log in with this. This is just fake data, right? This is just me showing you what's okay. I'm just on HTTP website, right? This is not necessarily correct username or password. Okay, so if we let's go back to after logging in. Wireshark should have captured the data. Okay, so Wireshark should have captured the data, right? So let me share. Okay, so I want to believe you can see my screen now. Let me see. Can I make this bigger? Oh no, no, that's not working. Let's just focus. Right, so you guys can see my Wireshark screen, right? Okay. Yes, we are carrying out network forensic, guys. Network forensic. Please, can you see my Wireshark screen now? All right. Thank you, Jacinta. Thank you, Benita. Gift and hot topic. Okay. So now we have more data, right, showing up in Wireshark, right? So what we will do now, when it comes to web, right, there are two type of requests. We have different type of web requests, but two major type, right, used for web application. We have what we call get request, and we have what we call post request, right? So get request in web application is used for retrieving information from the server, while post request is used to send information to the server, right? So most time when you are submitting, when you are trying to log in, right, that means you are going to submit your username and password. When you are uploading a picture, right, maybe when you are uploading something online, you are sending something to the server, right? So most time those kind of functionality on the web application are being tied to the post request. Okay, so now that we have this captured network traffic, you can see that if you look at this, I know this will be pretty much tiny on your screen, but please, you should be able to see it, right? So we have info, we have get request, we have a lot of get request, and then we have one post request. Okay, so if we select this post request now and I right click on it on my laptop, you can see a lot more options. So I will just select follow and then follow TCP stream. So if I select follow TCP stream, you should have a lot of information. You should see a lot more information. Okay. Okay. Okay, sorry, that part of my screen is not showing. I have another screen display, so I need to reshare that one with you guys. Yeah, so by the time you follow TCP stream, you should have this new screen. Can you guys see the new screen now? Right, so you should have this new screen. So let me make it, maximize it and try to make it bigger. It's still not, it's not getting big. I don't think we can go past this size. Okay, Yes, I know it's tiny. Please bear, guys. I can't make it bigger than this. Okay, I can't make it bigger than this. So now on this screen now you can see there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of conversation happening. So the converse the part pasted. So we have this parts, then we have these other parts, right? So you can see this is user info. You can see there's this part called host is the name of the URL of the website. You can see that here. And then if you look here now, I know some of us might be able to see this, right? You can see that there's a part label uname, which stands for username, and the username is Emmanuel, which was what I supply. And then we have pass, which is the password I supplied, which is God bless Mommy Gio. Okay, so I want to believe we can see it, and most of us are able to follow. So yes, so this is just a quick example of how you can analyze network traffic to retrieve information, right? Information that is flowing through the network, right? Information that is flowing through the network. In this case, somebody is visiting a website, and then we are observing what is happening, and then we are able to capture the person's username and the person's password. Okay. It's really, really tiny. I know most of us are going to struggle to see this, except for those who are joining with their laptop, right? A lot of you guys who are joining with your phone might not be able to see. Okay, I have an idea of how we can make this happen. So here's what I will do so that most of us can see this. So since this is a text, what I will do now, I will just copy all these texts, right? Then I will paste it on a text editor. Okay, I'll paste it on a text editor, and then I will share the text editor with you guys. Okay, so let me stop this and share my text editor screen. Okay, so please let me know if you can see the text editor, and you should be able to see the text now. Okay, can you all see the text now? I just pasted everything on text editor. All right, thank you, Tony. Right, so now let's go through the data, right? So you can see this. This is the part I was talking about. This is the host, right? This part I just highlighted. You can see host, then you can see the website that I visited, right? You can see it is what testphp.vonweb.com. That was the website I visited, and yeah, um so origin, yeah, you can see the URL here, referral, the web page I was on before coming to this particular one. And then you can see these parts, right? These parts. Uname standing for username. So you can see that the username which I entered the other time, Emmanuel, and you can see the pass which I entered, which was what? God bless Mommy Gio, right? So this is just a very simple example of what network um, forensic looks like. Okay, so here what we just did was monitor network traffic, and then by monitoring the network traffic, we are able to capture login username and password. Okay, all right. Yes, it is possible to capture another person's login detail, right? So from here, you can see that we are able to capture this because we visited HTTP websites, right? It is because this is an HTTP website, and HTTP data is being transmitted in plain text, right? Data is not being encrypted before transmission. Okay, that's why we can see the username and password. If I was logging in on an HTTPS website, you won't be able to capture my username and password because everything is going to be done in everything is going to be encrypted, right? So what you will just be seeing is a lot of gibberish. So here's you. I will quickly try to log in on HTTPS website. I will now copy the traffic and paste it so you guys can see what that will look like. Okay, so let me quickly go to my Wireshark. I need to change the filter to HTTPS. So let me quickly do that. And yeah. Okay, so let me log in now. Okay, so get this HTTPS login. Okay, so I got a web page, and now I'm logging in. Emmanuel God bless mommy G. Oh, okay, and then okay, so I logged in already. Let me stop this. So okay, okay, so I have the data. So I'm going to paste it for you guys to see now. So where's my text editor? Open a new tab. And yes, this is what HTTPS traffic looks like. So you can see that this is not intelligible, right? This is not intelligent. We can't make sense out of this. This is everything. There's no way we can make sense out of this. So the only way for us to make sense out of this is if we can get the private key and then probably do some key importation and then decrypt the data to be able to read it in convert it back to plain text. But this we can't see any out of this, right? So I mean from here we should be able to tell the difference between HTTPS, HTTP, why it is important that we do not do things on HTTP websites, right? Practical wise. Okay, so this is just, I mean, this is totally unplanned for, but I just felt that we needed to touch this into this class. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. So again, this is HTTPS login. We can't make sense of this. This is HTTP login. Everything is in plain text, right? We can make sense out of the data, and over here we can see the username and we can see the password that we submitted on the website, right? Okay, so that should be it. So let me stop sharing and get back to my slide. Okay. Okay, so this is the HTTPS website and this is the HTTP website, right? So let me close this and so we can get back to our slide, right? Yes, it is possible to decrypt it, Jane, but you need to get it's you need to have the private key, right? You need information. before you can decrypt it, right? Secret key. Remember the concept of secret key. You're the only one who has access to it. It's not public. So unless you are careless, unless the owner of the website is careless with their secret key, right? That's when we'll be able to decrypt it. But as long as the owner of the website keeps the secret key secure, we cannot make sense out of data that is moving from the website. Okay, so yeah, so that's for, I mean, we've just shown Wireshark, right? And we have been able to analyze network traffic using Wireshark, right? GUI, while TCP dump is a C command line equivalent, right? Then log analytics, log analysis tools, right? So it's also possible to analyze logs from it's also possible to analyze logs, maybe computer log, system log, application log, those kind, a lot of, there are a lot of, we have different type of log. It's also possible to analyze log traffic from web server log, right? What is happening in a web server, what time somebody is visiting a website, the person's IP address, and all those things. We can also analyze those kind of information, right, to be able to get digital evidence. Okay, so speaking of log, right? I just remembered I gave an assignment in quotes the last time. So I want to know, did anybody go through um the document that was shared, right? Hush Puppy's affidavit, right? How, I hope you enjoyed the read. I hope you enjoyed the read. Okay. So logs provide critical data about users' activities and system events. So example of some tools that we use for analyzing log, we have almighty Splunk, right? Splunk is Splunk. Yes. So we have Splunk for searching, monitoring, and analyzing machine-generated data. We have log reading, which is a SIM tool that collects and correlates log data for forensics. Okay. So all right, that's nice. That's nice. Onye Consola. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. I'm sure you learned a lot from it. Like there are some things they tell you is not possible, but then when you read Hush Puppy's affidavit, you just find out that okay, right? There are some things that are possible that a lot of persons believe are not possible when it comes to forensic, right? When it comes to gathering of digital evidence. Because I mean, from it you can see there was a lot of it. There are times where they give his IP address, has given his WhatsApp message, right? His conversation with other cyber criminals and all those kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Well done, Victoria. Well done, Rachel. Yeah, I'm glad you guys did. I'm glad you guys did. Okay. All right. So now mobile device forensics. So mobile devices, right, contain unique data, right? In fact, for today, we are going to be carrying out a we are going to be analyzing a mobile device. Yes, that's what we're going to be doing in today's class. Okay. So, because I mean, mobile devices are indispensable in this time and age, right? A lot of what we are doing in this time and age is tied to our mobile phone. In fact, I strongly believe a lot of my students, like maybe at least 60 to 70% of you guys, are joining this session using your mobile device, right? Your mobile phone. So there's a lot of data that can be extracted, right? There's a lot of forensic data that we can actually capture and extract from mobile device, right? Ranging from SMS to app data to geolocation and a lot of interesting and cool stuff. So some tools that we can use. This is not exhaustive. This is by no means exhaustive. In fact, the tool we are going to be using for mobile forensic is not even on this list, right? So we'll be using autopsy for mobile forensic today, right? So we have Celebrite and then we have Oxygen Forensic tool. So Celebrite is paid for, right? So we'll be using the open source one, which is autopsy. We'll be using open source for this class, right? So Celebrite is an industry leader in mobile device extraction, extraction, oxygen forensic, advanced mobile forensic, software for app data, contacts, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So yeah, so that is it. Remember, like I said, this is a very high level overview, our introductory class to forensics. So remember today, touch mobile forensic, log analysis, network forensic, memory forensic. Right. So there are other kinds of forensic, but for this class, we just decide to talk about this, guys. Okay. Next, we have what we call anti-forensic techniques. So this is when somebody is working against your job as a professional. This is when maybe in movies you see things like, oh, the assassin is using hand glove, right? Using an hand glove. The gun is probably has a silencer so that there won't be noise. And then when the assassin kills somebody, they try to frame another person, try to tie the crime to another person, right? So those are like anti-forensic technique, right? Physical anti-forensic technique. So it is also possible to do the digital equivalent, right? So remember the last time somebody was saying, oh, what if we use a VPN, right? VPN is going to show that your IP is coming from another part of the world, right? VPN is going to conceal your original IP address, okay? So anti-forensic techniques, right? So anti-forensic techniques, these are techniques that you use to frustrate the forensic expert. These are techniques that you use to alter the original forensic evidence, right? The original evidence, right? Thank you very much, Onyebiri. Or make it look like an accident. Yes, make it look like that. So, example of this technique, we have encryption. So you can encrypt data, right? So, I mean, from the example we did, HTTP and HTTPS, right? Data that was transmitted um, while being encrypted. We could not make sense out of it, right? It was not useful to us. That is the HTTPS data. We couldn't make sense out of it, right? There's also data wiping, right? Where you clear the data. Data wiping. There's also obfuscation. We have steganography, right? Steganography is like hiding information inside information. So you might have a digital image, then inside that digital image there could be an implanted audio message, right? So maybe a terrorist wants to communicate. Okay, just send an image to another terrorist on WhatsApp, right? And then if you come across the image, you just think is a normal image, but inside that image might be the original message that is being transmitted, which could be a text, it could be secret information, which is could be a text, or it could even be an audio file. So steganography has to do in plain sight, hiding information in plain sight. So you are seeing something, you are seeing a digital, you are seeing there's something behind it, there's something hidden inside of it, right? So forensic countermeasures, so data recovery tools, decryption techniques. So you can actually work against some of these anti-forensic techniques, right? You can actually still go around them. Some, but I mean, yeah, right. So you could use some data recovery tools, right? So maybe a criminal has carried out the anti-forensic technique of data wiping. So that is they deleted the data from the mobile device, right? But then remember we said you can actually restore deleted data, right? Because it is possible to restore something that has been deleted. So you could use data recovery tools against this, right? Then for encrypted message, right, you could also use decryption technique. Okay, so that is it basically, right? Remember, like I said, this is a very high level overview, right, of this, right? So that should be all. So I will take um a few comment from you guys, and then we will go on our 10 minutes break. Then we will come back to carry out live forensic together. Okay. All right. So obfuscation is very similar to encryption, right? Make something that is intelligent, non-intelligent, right? So you make something unintelligible, right? So very similar to, just think of it as another word for encryption, okay? Think of it as another word for encryption. Yeah. Okay. So any other question, contribution, or anything, guys, before we go on our 10 minutes break and then we come back to and then we come back to what is it called, our task for today. Okay, Sarah, cybersecurity is not for the faint-hearted. Yes, Sarah, you are not a faint-hearted fellow. You are a brave woman. Yes, so this is meant for you. Okay, Kelechi Agbo, is it possible to see someone's network traffic if he or she is using? Yes, if you are using incognito page, right? Basically, is just that your data is not being stored, right? Everything is still happening like normal network traffic. So you can um you can see that. Okay, Jane, you do not understand all of this. Okay. And I have said a lot. I would have asked at what point. Okay, don't worry. Everything will make more sense very soon, Jane. Everything will make more sense very soon. Okay, so before we go, okay, decryption technique is techniques. This is from Faith. Decryption technique is these are techniques that you use to decrypt encrypted data, right? So you have an encrypted data, the technique you use to get back the original plain text, right? The original information. So those are decryption technique. That's what decryption technique entails. Okay. All right. Yeah, don't worry. Oluwafemi, we will attend to that very soon. And Wilson, Hillary. So how do we deal with steganography? Yeah, so we have remember we said you can actually, I mean, for the attacker, right? I'm sorry, using the case of the terrorist, right? The person the terrorist is sending information to is going to use a technique to retrieve the original information, right? So have this knowledge also. You can also apply those techniques in order to retrieve the information. Think of it as performing anti-steganography technique. In quotes, there's no word like that, but think of it that way. Okay. Yes, Boluwatife Joy. I said we will be handling most of the DMs and messages over the weekend. Okay. Yeah. Pamilari. Yes, but you are not a weak person, Pamilari. You are not a weak person. Okay, Jimmy. All right. May the Lord of cybersecurity keep you safe. Amen. Amen. I say a big amen to that. Okay. So before we go on a quick break, I need you guys to do something, right? I need you guys to do something while on the break. I know a lot of us do not have the fastest of internet. So yeah, if you can't get the download ready before the end of the break, do not feel bad, right? But for those who have very stable internet, very fast internet, and are with their laptop that might want to follow along, while I am doing the practical, right? While I'm carrying out the forensic, right? I will just drop a few links. So here's what you will do. So we are going to be using autopsy. So you can just search for download autopsy for Windows, right? Hit enter and then let me make this big. So you select this and you can download autopsy on your system, right? So you just download this 64 bits one. Yeah, so download this for Windows. If you're using Linux or OS X, then you might want to follow this instruction. Okay, so after downloading that, also I need to give credit to whom credit is due. So for this class, I will be using a material from a particular cybersecurity class, right, from a cybersecurity lecturer. So he has done a lot of nice job for us, right? Did extraction of a simulated mobile phone and some conversation. So we will be using his material for this class. And let me quickly get the link to his class for some of us. Please feel free to take a look at his channel. He has a YouTube page, right? For some of us that might want to go deep into forensics, so you might want to practice. So this is the link, samclass.info. So yeah, so this is where we'll be getting our material from, and yeah, it has a couple of nice resources. I just feel I need to give a shout out to this man. Okay, so you can see some of his YouTube videos over here. It's taking a while to load. Okay, right. So we have all these mobile forensic demo, mobile app investigation, Mark forensic, right? Yeah, very, very nice and interesting resources. Okay, so for some of us that might want to play around during our free time. But for us, right, I will be using this resource, which is Android analysis with autopsy. So yes, so you can download this Android image, right? This is 1.7 gig, right? This file is about 1.7 gig. So I have it downloaded on my Windows system already. So we'll be analyzing this. All right. So big shout out to this man for the excellent job. Thank you very much, Sam. If you come across this video, I'm grateful. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Repeat the autopsy. Okay. Yeah. So just Google download autopsy for Windows. If you're using Mac, download autopsy for Mac, right? And then you select this download link, right? And then you can select this. You can click on this download to download the installer. Okay. So I have that. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. And then for those of you that might want to analyze the Android image with me, please, this is the link to the resource we'll be using. So this is 1.7 gig, right? This Android image, right? .gz, .star.gz, right? This is the file we'll be analyzing for today's class. Okay. Yeah. So that should be it, guys. So you can start your download now, and the next minute, 10 minutes from now, we will get back to business. So thank you very much, guys. See you in the next 10 minutes. That will be 10 minutes past 8. My local time will come to to set up autopsy, and then we will analyze the Android image together. Okay. So thank you, guys. See you in the next 10 minutes. All right, guys. So yeah, break is over, guys. So let me share my virtual environment so we can move together. So if you were able to do the download, please let me know. Was anybody able to do the download? Okay. All right. Additional. So let me log into my Windows and I have one more download I want to do. Right. Um. All right. Hot topics. Nice. Nice. All right, Aliki promise. Okay, don't worry if you can't do the download, right? Like I said, it's not compulsory for today, right? I just want to show you guys. Then you can go back, come back to watch this video and practice along. Okay. All right. Okay, so you can see I have it downloaded here. I have the Android image, and I have Autopsy downloaded already. Yeah, right. So Android image two autopsy. This is belong from the previous download, and okay. Now this do not. Okay, so you can see this is an archive tar.gz, right? Most of us do not have um so for, most of us have what is it called, WinRAR installed on our Windows system, but a lot of time WinRAR has a lot of limits. So we are going to in order for us to unzip or extract this file, right? We'll be using 7Z, right? So 7Z download for those of you that might not have that already. So I'll just do that online, right? So that we can answer the questions relating to how to set up 7Z. Okay. So okay, please be fast. Okay, so while this is happening, I will why is my Windows slow? No. Okay. This is really slow. I need it to be fast. So here's what I will do. Let me quickly stop this. Yes, shut down. I will shut it down, allocate more resources, and yeah, so that we can have a better experience for this class. So let me increase the resource to 4 gigs. Give it 2 processors. Okay, so this should, yes. Nah, 4 gig. Let's give it 8 for this class so that I can have the best experience. Okay. Okay, so guys, download is not. Let's just pay attention. Please just focus on what I am about doing, guys. Please let's focus on what I'm. Oh God, Windows. Why today? All these updates. Oh my God. No. Ah, Nah. Okay. So let me just give me a few minutes. Let the updates quickly do its thing. Windows just has a way of doing its thing. Ah, God. Well, I mean, my internet is pretty stable, and I just allocated enough resources. So the update should be done very, very soon. Okay. So bear with me, guys. This is 29, okay, 30% already. So should have that sorted out soon. Okay, so the update is done. So I can reshare my screen. Ha. All right, guys. So Windows is done doing its updates. Okay. So yeah, I mean, should be have a better experience now since I allocated more resource to this Windows. Okay. Please be fast. Okay. So we are here now. Windows starts. All right. So let me open my browser. I should have a bit faster experience now because I just gave this a lot of RAM and one more processor. So this okay. So yeah, I don't need to restore. So what's I need to do now is download 7Z right for Windows. So I'll quickly get that 7Z. So download this. So I'm using this is a 64-bit environment. So yeah, so let me just quickly I'm going to do the Microsoft installation. So yeah, so I'll select this fourth option and yeah, download should happen anytime from now. Okay, I'm done downloading. So yeah, so the installation is very straightforward, right? I want to believe everybody can see my screen, right? So just very much Windows kind of thing. I agree with the terms. Next, and yeah. So install and yes, please. And installation should be done. Yeah. So this is how you set up 7Z on your Windows system, right? Very straight. To what is it called? So show more. So next, I need to install Autopsy on this system, right? So this will be in my download folder. So I'm just going to go to the folder where it is, and you can see the Autopsy installer here. So let me download the Autopsy installer. I'm sorry, let me start the Autopsy installer rather. Okay, so very straightforward. Okay, yeah, so welcome to Autopsy Setup Wizard. Pretty straightforward Windows installation, right? So yes, next, install, and it should be done. Right, so we have this. Do you want to allow this app? Yes, we trust Autopsy. Yes, you can do this in your host system, your main system. You can do this in your main environment, okay? Can do this to make yeah, you can do this in your main system, okay? That is for Kemi. You can do this on your main system. Okay, Bamitale, can I go over? Okay, yep, sure. So what I just did, I just came to the virtual environment. Okay, so let's take this Windows 10 for example. So I just edited the virtual machine setting and then came to memory, and then I added. So this one, I paused it so I can't edit the current setting, right? So I just added more memory from this option, and then added more processor from here also, and then I selected save. Okay, so I have a lot more processor. I have a lot more RAM, right? That's why I'm able to allocate 8 gigs of RAM to just one of my virtual machines. Okay, so please allocate based on your system configuration. Okay, allocate based on your system configuration. Don't give it 8 gigs of RAM when you have 8 gigs of RAM. When all your RAM is 8 gig, okay? So that's probably going to make your system crash. Um okay, so we are done setting up autopsy. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So now if I come here, I should be able to search for autopsy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, so this is the application autopsy. Cool. Yeah. So we are getting to the interesting part, right? We are getting to the interesting part. Okay. Okay, so autopsy is trying to open. In fact, I would advise guys that you set up autopsy on your main system, okay? So that you can have the best experience, okay? Because setting it up in your virtual environment, because a lot of us might not have the fastest computers, okay? So please, if you can, just set this up in your main system, right? You don't have to do this in your virtual environment. All right. So information, okay, no problem. Do you want to allow? Yes, please allow. Okay. Yes, allow. Yes, autopsy is up. So let's just okay. So yes, so we can create a new case, open case. Okay, so that's cool. But before we do this, right? I want to do one more thing. Okay, so remember the file we downloaded has an extension of tar.gz, right? Android image, as you can see here. So we need to extract this file, right? We need to extract this file so that we can open it from autopsy. So I'm going to right click on the file now, and yeah, so I'm going to select show more options so I can get 7z. So you can see I have 7z here, right? And extract files. So I'm going to tell it to extract the file to my desktop for easy location, right? So I'm just going to select um, where I want it to be extracted to using this option. So select this and desktop. Yes, okay. So extract to my desktop, and I don't think there's a password to the file, so we are good. So okay, extract. So it is extracting, and let's give it a little while. So we should be good to go in the next, say, 2 minutes. Okay, this is pretty fast. So you probably will not, most likely, you will not be able to extract this file using your WinRAR. Okay, so that's why I had to show you how to download and set up 7Z, because some of us were having problem with that. So I believe we should all be good to go now with 7Z. Okay. So we are done extracting. So let's check our desktop. You can see we have Android image here, right? We have a folder inside called data, right? So you can open this, and we have all of these files. So we are going to make sense out of all of these very soon. Okay. Yeah, so we are done extracting, so we can close this. Okay. So now to the investigation, right? So let me put on my hand gloves, my digital hand gloves, and let's do this, right? Okay, so what we are going to do now is create a new case. So we are going to create a new case now. So new case, right? So case name, we call it Lita Forensics. So forensics. Okay. Okay, and yeah, I think everything is good to go. Base directory. Let's just put this in our desktop. Let's just leave this. Okay. Let's put this in our let's put this in documents. Documents is cool. So yeah. All right. So data will be stored in documents, later 100 forensics. So that's cool. So next, so give it a case number. So let's few like detectives. 007. Okay, 007. So examiner name is Emmanuel. My phone number is 09012345679. Right. My email is Emmanuel at forensic experts.com. So obviously these notes are data this data is not correct, right? These data are not correct, right? So is there any notes? Okay, investigating. Let me just leave a note. Investigating a potential, no, a mobile device captured during an operation. No, let's just, I mean, military has code name, right? So captured during operation um bandits. Yeah, operation bandits. Okay, so yeah, so finish. All right. Oh, I'm just seeing this message. I mean, I should have put James Bond, right? So Nyekwe, I should have made it James Bond. Maybe next time. All right. Gift. What if I have another zip file that's 7Z? Can I use that too? So yeah, yeah, 7Z a lot of 7Z a lot of time, right? Supports data compression type, right? Far more than what is it called? Far more than WinRAR. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so we have this set up now. So what we would be doing now is we select add data source, right? Okay, autopsy is still loading up, so I can't click on anything yet. Okay, yeah, so add data source. So for those who may not see, so I selected add data source. So this is coming up. So that's how we have this new pop-up screen, right? Okay, so yeah, so we can just leave all these defaults for now. So hosts are used to organize data. We can leave this default. So next, yes. So here we are going to select logical files. This is very important. So this is where you have right. So we select logical files and select next. Okay, so let me check the comment section. Okay, okay. So no complaints. Okay, so now we need to add the extracted Android image, right? We need to add the Android image. So we'll select add, right? And then remember I extracted it to my desktop. So I will navigate to desktop and in my desktop now you can see Android image, right? So select Android image, then we have data. So I will select data and after it, I will click on select. Okay. So after that now, what's the next thing? I will click on next. And we have a lot of things selected here, but we are just analyzing an Android image. So let me deselect all of this. So I have none of this checked. So I will now move to scroll down and you can see Android Analyzer Ellipse, right? So I'll select Android Analyzer Ellipse. So this is good. If you want, you could select this and this last Android Analyzer, but this only just this one with Ellipse is good enough, right? So I will select next. And from here, you just leave autopsy to do its job. So autopsy is going to analyze all of these, and then the only thing left of us, autopsy is going to do the heavy lifting, right? And then after now, what will be left of us is to just make sense out of the information that autopsy is presenting to us. Okay, so all right, so I believe it is done. So I will select finish, right? So finish, and yes, we have this. So let me make this big. Okay. Uh, Analyzing, you can see that in this lower right side of my screen. This is still analyzing. I need to make my screen a bit bigger. So okay, let me just go into full mode. So it can be big. So we can everybody can see better. Okay. So yeah, it's still analyzing. Okay, so let's leave it to do its job. Let me quickly check the comment section. Is there any comments? Okay. So while he's doing his job, now if you look at this left hand side of my screen, right? Take a look at this left hand side of my screen. You can see that we have some information, right? So we have data source, file view, file type, we have deleted files. So if there's any file that has been deleted on the mobile phone from which this data was extracted, we can actually retrieve those deleted files. File type, data artifacts, OS account, tags, store reports, a lot of things. So this is still loading, but then once it's done extracting and autopsy is done doing its job, we can start going through all of this. We could expand these deleted files. So I'm not sure. Okay, we don't have anything yet, so let's leave autopsy. Autopsy is still doing the extraction, right? So yeah, basically from here is to just go through the data, make sense of it, then your yeah intelligence, right? Join, bring data together, make sense out of the various data that is being presented by autopsy. Okay, so this is very very straightforward. So let's just wait for autopsy to finish extraction. Okay, data artifacts, nothing yet. I mean, this is the part we are supposed to see call logs, text messages, all those kind of interesting stuff. So nothing here to nothing here yet. And this is taking a lot of time. Okay, so let's just be patient, guys. Let's be patient. Okay, so let me okay, Okoli Grace. I'm not sure I saw your question. Okay, processor does not support files on Xsave. Um, so let me do a quick Google search. Okay, 80%. 80%. Okay, I'm checking Google for your question. Um, okay, I think this has to do with some hypervisor stuff from VMware, right? Okay. Yeah, let's just leave VMware problem out of today's class, okay? So, yeah. Okay, yes. So we are done, right? So yeah, we have all of these. So we have data artifact, we have file size in MB, communication account, installed program, text messages, web account, right? So you can start going through this. I mean, from here, you can easily know what to do, right? So let's, okay, files. So there's no deleted file. So, okay, so there's no deleted file on this device. So call log. So we have two call log. Yes, so you can see the phone number and time that the call was made, right? So I mean this is just test data, right? So the phone number is 111 222 333 78. So this is the phone number. that made the call, data source, the time the call this device, and other interesting stuff, right? So communication accounts, let's take a look at this. So we have device, we have phone. So on phone 3, so let's check this. Okay, so you have this, so you can see more phone numbers that are used for communication, that were used for communication on this device, right? So cool. Installed programs, yes. So these are programs that are installed on the mobile phone that was extracted, right? So you can see, I mean, from all these Android, YouTube, right? So when you have on Android phones, usually come Google, then the name of the application, okay? So come Google, Android, YouTube. So that means YouTube was installed. We had YouTube Music, right? Yeah, you can scroll through wallpaper. Some of these are like system applications. We have calendar, desktop, GM, right? So I mean, in a real life scenario now, there are some applications that are known to be associated with malicious actors, right? So when you see those kind of applications, you can infer one or two things from there. Okay, so if you take a look at this, we can see there's blockchain application, there's Coinbase, right? CoinDeck on this phone. So I mean, it's a lot of application, over 1,000 applications. We have Amazon, M Shop, Android shopping, right? There's Facebook, there's Google Chrome, there's WhatsApp, Foursquare, Duolingo, right? So yeah, so that's it for applications that are installed on the phone, right? So like I said, if the type of application on the phone can tell you what the phone was used for, okay, then you can see time and some other stuff, right? This is pretty straightforward. It's just for you to play around and make sense and tie the information together, right? So we have more information here that you could look at, right? Then we have messages, right? So we have text messages on the phone. Okay, so we have text and message type, SMS message, right? The time the message was being sent, has it been read? So you can see this is one that means it has been read. Then the body. So we have more of the information on the lower part of this screen. So you can see from to another stuff. So this is hello phone message, and see this second. Let's take a look at this other message. Okay, make big money now, right? Okay, so let's say if this a let's say fraudster mobile phone, right? And there are some kind of messages that we might discover. Okay, we might say, okay, due to this message, right, we can say that this person is a fraudster. From this message, we can say that this person is a fraudster. Okay, so this is just there are just two messages on this. Remember, this is test. This is just for test learning purpose alone. Then we have web accounts, right? So now taking a look at this web accounts, right, you can see some user ID. So we can see the user email, right? We can see program name. So this is Google. Then we can see password, right? So you can see the user password, right? This token, another interesting stuff, right? Same, still Google, right? So these are like cookies, right? You might need to decrypt this, right? So let's let's still look. Maybe we are going to find any other application apart from Google here. Comment, we have what token. Yeah. So web cookies also. So we can see the web cookie of this user, right? So their website visited Google, visited YouTube, right? Visited Yahoo, right? So we have this CCSF Edu, right? So SAM class, right? Okay. So LinkedIn, user visited LinkedIn. So we have more of those information in this lower part, in the lower part of the screen. So yeah, so we have web history. So I mean, from the web history, you can tell all the website that the user has visited. So you can see this is kitchenware.com, cssf.edu, user visited sam class, visited Yahoo. I mean, some of the stuff we got from the cookie, right? Websites you visit most time, they track you using cookie, right? But now you can see the correct URL to those websites, right? So we have all of this, right? Then some of the users web search. So what was the user searching for, right? So we can see some things that the user was searching for. So some kind of search, right, are associated with some kind of criminal group. So let's say somebody's an internet fraudster. There's some kind of Google search that you will expect to discover on their mobile device, right? So we have this person searching for hockey marks, fake blood, hockey marks. I mean, so none of this is really incriminating. Fake blood, codes, Naval Academy, and all those kind of stuff, right? So yeah, so this is what Android device forensic looks like, guys. This is what it looks like. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. Let me check. Do I have any question? Okay. Okay, so yeah, I referenced SAM class. That's where we got this test data from, this data that we are using for our class. So you could, I mean, I showed you guys the his website and where to get this file from. Okay, so you could just check there to get the information. Okay, that this is for somebody. I can't even find the question anymore. Okay, so next is Omobola sir, how can I get file? Okay, yeah, this is for Mobola. Yes, you can also extract this information from a mobile phone, right? Yeah, but I won't advise you do that. Just work with test data yet. Remember, this class is a lot. We are introducing you guys to this, right? So let's not go to the overly complex one. Yeah, we could actually do that together, right? With Android emulator and some other stuff. But no, let's not make things more complex. Okay. Kindly check my previous comment. Okay. Um, Olutoye, thanks, Mr. Emmanuel. Please, can we use this to recover data? Yes. I mean, assuming some data so no data was deleted on this mobile phone, right? But if there were images or incriminating data that have been deleted on this phone, would have just come to this deleted data session, right? This deleted data part, and we'll be able to retrieve the information that the have deleted. Okay. Yeah, so it is possible to extract information that has been deleted on the on a mobile phone. Olabisi. Okay. Sorry, Abimbola. I guess you're tired today. Okay. Um, yes, Onyekure Miracle, we can check actual Android device. Yes, but remember, we are just taking advantage of virtualization, right? So we don't have to do a mess with physical device. In fact, the Android device that all this data was gotten from is a virtualized Android device. Okay. Yes, Oluwafemi, we will attend to that issue, to virtualization, more virtualization issue over the weekend. Okay. All right. So yes, that is it, guys. That is it. I'm sure we all had fun together in today's class. Okay, so feel free to download your autopsy, download and set up autopsy on your environment. Then also visit SAM class, get the Android image, extract it. Don't forget to set install 7-zip so you don't have a problem extracting the file. And yeah, you should be good to go. You should find all this interesting information on the Android phone. Okay, guys. So yes, I believe we have done justice for today. All right. So thank you very much, guys, for today. Thank you very much, guys, for today. So please this class so you can follow along when practicing in your own environment. So for this, you don't need to set up a virtual environment, guys. You can do this on your main system. Okay. Okay. All right. Praise but is it possible to run my virtual environment on an HDD? Yes, I mean, you can run it on an HDD instead of the system. Okay, this question is confusing now. Right, this question is not clear. I'm not sure I understand what you mean by this. Sorry about your network familiarity. So you can always revisit the video, okay? You can always revisit the video. All right. So thank you very much, guys. Please have a good night rest. And yes, by God's grace, this weekend we will attend to more problems on the Telegram group. And very soon you also get all of the links. Okay. All right, autopsy, no problem. Take your time. And yes, okay, praise. You can do that on an external storage. It is possible. Yes, it is possible. But then it might be slow. Yeah, but it is possible. Okay. Okay. I'll paste the link to Sam's class on Sam's website on the group. But let me just show it to us before leaving this class, before we call it a day. Okay, so let me exit full screen here. Yeah. So just search for samclass.info. Okay. Yeah, so we have the cybersecurity training, right? Let me leave my virtual environment. It's not the fastest. Okay, so let me switch. Yeah, so this is Sam's class, right? He has a lot of beautiful educational resources here. Yeah, he's a lecturer, I believe, right? So yeah, you have some of his classes recorded, right? So I mean, I would advise that you go through all these resources, guys. I wouldn't advise because some of it, because we have a lot of beginners here. So let's just yeah, so you can go through, but for this class, we did M144, right? 100 analysis with autopsy. 100 analysis with autopsy. So when you click on this, yeah, it has everything properly documented, and then yeah, you can follow along. Then there's also a YouTube video for those that might prefer to watch video, right? Okay, okay, guys, thank you very much. All right, good night, guys. See you tomorrow. See you in the next one.